Hi everyone, my name is Lexi, and today we are going to learn how to balance a chemical equation. It's like a fun puzzle anyone can do. To start, let's take a simple reaction between nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas to form ammonia. To balance the equation, we have to have the same number of each element on both sides of the equation, which is separated by an arrow which means yield or to yield. To start, we need to put spaces in front of each substance for coefficients. Coefficients multiply the number of each element in the substance they come before. Now we can start to compare the numbers of each element. On the reactant side, we have 2 nitrogen atoms and 2 hydrogen atoms. On the product side, we have 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen. Both sides do not have the same number of each element. Therefore, we need to start adding coefficients. You want to balance one element before you move on to another. If you look at the reactant side, we have 2 nitrogen atoms based on the subscript of the substance. However, on the product side, we only have 1. To balance the nitrogens, we would add a 2 in front of the ammonia. You do not need to have a coefficient in front of the nitrogen gas, but if you have to put a coefficient to remind yourself that you assess the balance of the substance, you can put 1 as the coefficient. But technically, no coefficient would be correct. It depends on the teacher you have and how you want to remind yourself that you already assessed it. Now we can balance our hydrogens. On the reactant side, we have 2, but in the product we have 6, since 2 and 3 multiply to make 6. To balance the equation, we would have to have a 3 in front of the hydrogen gas. After that, the equation is officially balanced. To double check, you can list the numbers of each element in each side. On the reactant side, we have 2 nitrogen. And also on the reactant side, we have 6 hydrogen, because 3 times 2 is 6. On the product side, we have 2 nitrogen again, and 6 hydrogen as well. So it's balanced. And you can do the same method with more complex equations. Sometimes you have to change coefficients a few times before the equation is fully balanced, but this method works every time. Thank you for balancing chemical equations with me.